Okay. 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 So here, so that's the difference between goal and objective. And let me talk about several goal areas. So these are just example, not the absolute list. So goal can be cognitive, communication, motor skill, social skill, self-help, vocational, maladaptive behavior. So those are just examples. From your assessment data, it can be more or it can be less, right? So let me talk about the goal. I should tell you the way Illinois understand goal and objective are a little different than all other states. So I'm going to talk about that difference, but let me talk about the typical way how we understand goal and objective first. So these are the typical way. So goals are usually look like this broad. So for example, in mathematics, Aiden will master basic computation facts at the first grade level. Very broad, right? And social studies, Aiden will demonstrate knowledge of functions of the 3 branches of the federal government. So you can tell it's very broad. It's not very, like, it doesn't include any teachable, like, components. It looks very similar to the standard, state standard, right? Very broad. However, objectives under each goal are not simply restatements of goals. So you have to break the goal into teachable components. When we say teachable components, they include student, behavior, condition, criteria, and mastery of behavior, which means maintenance, in your objective. Usually objective is in one sentence. Your one sentence should include these 5 elements: student behavior, condition, criteria, and mastery of behavior. So let's take a look at each element. Before that, I wanted to show you some like comparison between goal and objective. So we just say the goal is in mathematics, we say Aiden will master basic computation facts at the first grade level. So if that's a goal, objective can be very specific. Given a worksheet of 20 single-digit addition problems in the form 6 plus 2 and written instruction, find the sums. Aiden will complete all problems with 90% accuracy for 3 consecutive math sessions. You can tell it's very specific, right? It's under that goal. So usually each goal includes many 2 to 3 objective, and that's okay. Social studies, let me read the goal again and objective. So Aiden will demonstrate knowledge of functions of the 3 branches of federal government. Objective can be very specific, like after reading pages 23 to 26 in the text, Our American Heritage, Aiden will list the 10-step sequential process by which a bill becomes a law. This list will have no more than 1 error of sequence and 1 error of omission. This will be successfully accomplished on an in-class exercise and on the unit and test. So very specific behavior is listed in objective. So you will see what to teach, how to teach, and what to measure. So objective have that function. So objective will tell you what to teach and then what to measure. So you can see the student progress in this specific behavior. So objective, the role of the objective is very important. Move on. So we just learned about social behavior and skills. So this is my example for our student Claudia. Claudia, if the goal in social skill for Claudia is looking like this, like Claudia will learn to participate appropriately in group activity. Objective should be very specific, like, oh, okay, here. When sitting with teacher and 2 other students during story time, Claudia will make an appropriate motor or verbal responds to each of the teacher's question when called up on a minimum of 3 times in a 10-minute period for 5 consecutive days. So in this objective, you will see 5 elements like student, Claudia, behavior, make an appropriate motor verbal response, condition, which is situation happening, the context, and then criteria, which is number you want to measure, and then mastery behavior, how long you want to see that behavior at the high level. So you need to include these 5 elements in this one objective. Let's practice. So that will be our last thing to do in this class, and we're done. Oh, this comparison. So like I said, like I just explained to you how we understand the goal and objective. So this is the way we do across the state. So like I said, goal can be broad. Sunny will learn to participate appropriately in group activity. Objective can be very specific, including the 5 teachable components when sitting with blah, blah, blah. And I develop the objective, benchmark this objective for every 3 to 4 months, because objective is for like 3 to 4 months quarterly, right? So that's how we just practice. Illinois, on the right side, I will introduce the Illinois IEP form and then how to develop the objective goal next semester in 508, but that's how we develop in IEP. So before you develop goals, you will develop specific objective. And that finer objective become the goal. So we include the finer objective as an annual goal, because that's the finer goal is what you want to see at the end of year. So the finer objective matches with the goal. That's a difference, but yeah, I want to explain this one first, general rule, and then this will be easy because you don't have to develop goals for Illinois, in Illinois. Okay. So let's just ignore the goal concept right now. We are going to practice how to develop objective. That is the most important thing. When you develop an objective, you should have that in one sentence, usually 1, or 2 if needed, but usually 1. In your one sentence of objective, you should include these 5 elements. Let me briefly explain it, and then we'll practice. So matching, it's a matching activity. So we know the students, you put your student name, Sunny or Jenna or Rachel, and then you will describe the behavior. When you describe the behavior in your objective, you should have really clear verb in your objective. Okay. Many people have internet issue. Okay. So for example, in your objective, if you say understand the value of coin, that is still very vague. You have to say the specific behavior you can see, observe at a moment. So instead of saying understanding the value of coin, you may say student will match the coin with the right coin value, something like that. So you can see the student moving and student doing something at a moment. So you have to use that term, and you are going to pick one specific behavior to describe the objective, okay? And developed or increase confidence, that's not a behavior you cannot see at a moment, right? Like develop a concept or increase confidence. That's not the verb you can observe, like observable verb. It's more like process verb, right? So you should not use that in your objective. So example I have here is to count orally, to say something, to number, to point to walk, to underline. Those are the example verb you can consider. To think. how you gonna tell, how will you gonna tell the child is thinking, right? Understanding, those are not good example of behavior verb. Okay, next one is condition. Condition is easy. So you are going to just describe where the behavior will happen or with what condition, what situation the behavior happens. So it can be teacher's instruction, like when teachers say blah, 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 that can be condition. Or written instruction, when paper said blah, blah, blah. So with this situation, students should be able to perform that behavior. So you will describe the condition. And then the material, like with what material the behavior will happen, or setting in cafeteria or at a at the cash register. So it can be setting or materials or teacher's instruction with someone. So you are going to specify the situation. Good. And then so those are the sample category of conditions. So verbal instruction can be condition, written instruction, or teacher's demonstration happening right before the behavior, or environmental setting like in the cafeteria, on playground, during math class. Or important thing is manner of assistance, like independently. The student will perform this skill independently or with modeling prompts or teacher's help. Such like manner of assistance can be the example too. Rasley, you're back. You're okay? I'm recording the lecture so you can revisit it. Okay. So the next one is criteria. Criteria is number. So very easy. So but it's most important part because it tell you like the goal you want to achieve. So there are several ways to describe this criteria, but you can use frequency, like how many times the student will perform, or accuracy, 80% of accuracy, or 4 out of 5 correct try, or so, which means 80% accuracy, right? Duration. So if like if you want to see your student on sit for 20 minutes, then the 20 minute, the duration can be criteria. Or student will complete this behavior within 2 weeks, or complete within 1 hour. So you can set the time. That's duration. Latency is little different than duration. Some children with disability, or like my case, children with autism, many of them have hard time for transitioning, right? So they do not want to listen to you. They become really stubborn sometimes. So when teachers say, oh, let's go, let's do something, and they don't move, right? So you want to decrease the time between your instruction and their behavior. So that's latency. So you want to decrease some duration between your direction and students' behavior at that time. So student can follow direction well when you say something, right? So that's latency. The length of time that elapses before the student begins performing the behavior. That's latency. So this criteria can be determined by the verb you have, the behavior description. So student will count 20 numbers. So the count, you don't want to say something like student will count for 20 minutes. So right, it depends on the situation, but the focus of behavior you want to observe will tell you how to set this criteria. Good? Okay, move on. Please remember one thing. I will really hate it if I see this statement in your objective, right? So many people, when they describe this criteria, they use of the time, percentage of the time. Oh, I really hate it because this is not a good description at all. What time, like, right? So do not use percentage of the time. I will really hate this like description. If you have this, do not use percentage of the time. Instead, you can say percentage of of opportunity, or X out of X trier, or percentage accuracy, or percentage correct. So you have to be really specific after the percentage. Percentage of the time, that is the horrible description. And then if you like, let's say you become a special educator, and if you have this description in your objective, when people will will see your quality, right, as a special educator. So this is very important thing you have to remember when you develop IEP goal, or when you see IEP goal. You should not have this description in your objective. That's really, really bad. Okay, the last one is mastery of behavior. So let's say you set your criteria as 90% accuracy. Then you want to see that behavior maintained at that 90% accuracy. You don't want to go. You don't want to see the student behavior go back down to 0, 0, 0 level after the child achieves that level one day, right? So to consider that behavior is learned, you want to see that behavior maintained at the high level for a while. Then we say, oh, the behavior is learned. So that's maintenance. So mastery of behavior. So 4 consecutive sessions. So you see like 90% correct for 4 consecutive sessions. Then you can tell the child has learned and maintained that behavior. So that's the function of this mastery of behavior. Good? Okay. 3 out of 4 days, other example, 3 consecutive trip to the bathroom. Sometimes you know that the student will take time to reach that high level. Then you can set the timeline, like by the end of semester or by the end of June. So you can set the timeline until the child achieve that level you set, the criteria you set. So that's another way you do it. So now let's take a look at the example and we're done. This is example for Sonia. At the gym, Sonia will throw and catch a ball with both hands 100% correctly by the end of semester. So you see the highlighted part, by the end of semester. That's a mastery of behavior. Okay, now let me call someone to help me to identify the elements. So Veronica, you want to start? Okay. So like this objective include all 5 teachable elements. So I will tell each element and you tell me where they are. Okay. Sonia? I don't know. Student?
Sonia.
Okay. Behavior?
Will throw and catch a ball.
Okay. And a condition?
Is it at the gym?
Yeah. And then criteria, which is number?
I was thinking maybe with the both hands 100% correctly.
Right, 100% correctly. And then mastery of behavior is by the end of semester. So that's how you do analysis, okay? Okay, let's move on. So this objective, you see, I gave you the activity sheets, right? The first objective is this one. Do you see that paper? And then this is the first objective from your handout. Okay, now I ask you to bring 5 different color pen or crayon, right? Now we're going to use it. Yay! I love coloring activity. So now we're going to identify different elements with different color. So you can pick whatever color you want. I pick blue for my student right here. Student Maddie. So I colored in blue. You can highlight whatever color you want. Okay. Okay. Behavior. Oh. We'll tell a 5-minute story to the class that make, or whatever, use of that part. That is the behavior. And the next one is condition. Condition is the situation or like setting where the behavior will happen. So given an array of, no. Okay, this part is condition. Okay, move on. Criteria is number you want to measure. So I would say 7 items, right? A minimum of 7 items. The next one is mastery of behavior, which is maintenance part. 3 out of 5 days. Okay, are we good? Move on to the next one. I'll show you one more, and then we'll you will do your own. Let me. Someone left. Check here. Okay, thank you, Brittany. Okay. Example 2. So Brittany here. Student name Brittany. Behavior. Place the card on the appropriate category pile, right? Okay. Condition. It's such a long condition. The whole part. Okay, the next one is criteria, which is number, 100% accuracy. And then the last one is mastery of behavior, 17 out of 20 triers. Okay, good. Any question? Okay, now you see 2 other objective below these 2 objective, right? In your on your handout. So those are these. So Raven, one for Raven, and one for Valley. So we are going to do some analysis using your color pen. So I'll give you about 5 minutes. You will do the analysis like we just did, like this, for the 2 objective here. Okay. Okay, 1 more minute. Okay. So can someone tell me where each element is for this one, Raven? Tiffany, you want to try? Okay. Student?
Raven.
Okay. Behavior?
Complete all problems.
Right. Okay. Condition?
Given a worksheet of 20 single-digit addition problems in the form 6 + 2 and written instruction, find the sums.
Right. And criteria?
90% accuracy.
Right. Master of behavior?
3 consecutive math sessions.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's do the next one. Who wants to try? Paola, you want to try? You just
Oh, I just did the first one, but I'll try.
Sure. Okay. Student?
So student is Feli.
Okay. And behavior?
Behavior, let's see, Feli. Well, how about make an appropriate motor or verbal response to each of the teacher's questions?
Okay. Condition?
When sitting with the teacher and 2 other students during story time.
Okay. Criteria? Number.
Is the time, so a minimum of 3 times in a 10-minute period.
Right. You can use time here because it's frequency. It's not a percentage of the time, right? So you can use this time here because it's frequency. You can count. But the time in percentage of time, but in that case, we don't know what time, right?
Okay.
And then the last one, mastery.
So then the mastery, we'll see. Okay, so the mastery, would it be then over the 5 days?
Right, 5 consecutive days. So you can tell the maintenance of the behavior at the high level.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, thank you, Paula. Good work. Okay, so that's how we do analysis. Next semester, we're not going to do this analysis. This is kind of first activity we can do. Next semester, you should be able to develop your own, right? So using this 5 elements. So we are going to do some quick activity now and we're done. From your assessment data, you will see one weakness area kind of from your student you want to teach, right? Pick one skill you want to teach for your case study, like case, and you can develop one objective right now. If you have paper with you, jot down the objective. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure you try to include these 5 teachable elements in your objective. Now, because it will be on your quiz for today after this lecture, I will ask you to write down one objective by yourself, and then you can do some analysis. So what you will do is develop one objective and use your color pen to make sure you have everything in your objective. Good? Okay, I'll just give it 2 minutes and you can write it down. It will be really hard if this is your first time developing objective, but that's okay. Let's try. Okay, one more minute. Okay, thank you. So can someone share their objective? Yeah, Christine?
When given 16 counting bears, 4 red, 4 blue, 4 green, and 4 yellow, Nick will sort the bears by color with 100% accuracy for 8 out of 10 trials.
Can you read the behavior part? Sorry, I missed that part. Behavior.
We'll sort the bears by color.
Perfect, perfect. So you have everything in your objective. Condition, you start from condition, student, behavior, criteria, and maintenance. So everything. Perfect. Corindia, you want to share too?
Yeah, I have given a worksheet of 10 addition problems with the written instruction, find the sum. Beatrice will complete all problems with a 50% accuracy of 5 consecutive math sessions. 4 or 5 consecutive math sessions.
Okay. What do you think? Good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. You guys are good. Okay. Any question? Thank you, Corindia, for sharing. It was perfect. Okay. Yay. Now, I'm done with lecture and we'll just briefly review for our quiz. Then you're good to go. I told you it will be less than an hour, but already more than an hour. So I will just keep it short. How do I close this? Okay. Okay, quiz. Oh, I shouldn't share the question. Okay. So you will see two false questions, and then one bonus true false question. And then last one is this objective. So you are going to just move your objective to that like simple essay session. So first question I ask will be like, for social skill, we will like other skill, we use so many tools like checklist, anecdotal record, which means your observation notes, running records, event recording, interview recording, everything. And they're all very common. They're all very common in social skill measurement. Okay. You want me to say it again? All the methods, checklist, anecdotal record, running record, event recording, standardized test, they're all common. They're all commonly used to study social behavior. And that is true, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. The next question is, think about this. So for infant and toddler under 3 years old, they don't go to school yet. Do you see their social behaviors with peers or caregivers? Caregivers, right? For infant toddler, we see the social skill developments more like mostly with their relationship with caregivers, family, not peers yet, right? We don't expect them to develop the peer relationship yet, right? Infant, toddler, under 3 years old. So main focus for those age group are the relationship with their caregiver. Good? Not peers, not with peers. Infant, toddler, not with peers, and caregivers. Vygotsky, going back to Vygotsky concept, Vygotsky said social skill, play skill, language skill, they develop together. We talk about social and play skill together today. So remember, play skills and social skill, they develop together, they interact together, they correlated. You can tell, right? If you cannot say well, then like you cannot interact well, then that cause some problem to play with others. The last one is objective. Make sure you develop one good objective for your students, like tentative, and then you're not going to teach, but develop the object. You have your objective with you. Use the objective, move the objective to that quiz section. I will ask you to develop one good objective for your students. So that will be the quiz. Okay. That will be the quiz. And then the last one is my final message. Thank you everyone for being so patient and being so gentle. I know it's such different semester, but I try my best. Teaching assessment online is especially really tough because I have to scan everything online. And assessment, it's better to do in person instead of like virtually, right? So it was hard concept to explain virtually, but I try my best. Hope you like it. Given the situation, I thought it was. I try my best. So hopefully you have learned what you have expected from this class. And then yeah, we will talk about our final project and you're good to go. But I just want to say thank you for your participation and everything. Please, yay.
Great, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Shelly, Erica. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So this is part 2. You see that PowerPoint? Okay. So part 2, make sure you describe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items in your paper and you attach the recording form you have used. You know, you will notice that when I grade, I'm not that strict. If you have all the elements like required item, then you should be okay, because it's not a statistical information, it's very subjective information, right? So you have to follow the headings and then make sure you describe all the items in this rubric and you're good to go. The next one is developmental profile. We have learned about this so long ago, very first week or second week. Developmental profile is in your textbook. If you still have question about this, your textbook page 44. Do you remember this example, Audrey? That is the developmental profile. 44, page 44, that's a developmental profile example we have learned very beginning of semester. So I understand you don't remember because it was so long ago, but this can be an example, but also another sample is on Blackboard. You can download and take a look. Good? So that's a developmental profile you can attach. So make sure you meet that maximum 5 pages, double spaced, so it's not going to be so hard to have this 5 pages, right? So that's all you need. Make sure you attach the recording form you have used. You don't have to attach whole recording form. Like violin, you have more than 15 pages, right? You don't have to scan them. Just first page, demographic information, and then last page, the total score. That should be okay. Oh, and then here we go. Part 3, letter to caregiver. The example, the sample is on Blackboard. Last year, it was like the order was different. So the student have to submit their letters with part 2, but it's with it. So with the sample, take a look at it. It can be 1 or 2 pages, double spaced, to your caregiver. You don't have to share that letter with the caregiver unless they want. Just attach this letter for just practice, right? For us. So develop it and then attach to this portion. And then online presentation, we have learned how to record the presentation. So the sample is on Blackboard, but last year we present in person, so there is no voice over the presentation. There is only PowerPoint file. There's no voice, but this year we have to present virtually. So you are going to record your voice over the PowerPoint. So create your PowerPoint like the sample, and then how you record, you know this right now, right? Go to slideshow and then record that slideshow for each slide. You know how to do this, right?
Yeah.
Even Keynote has that function. So make sure you developed no more than 8 slides summarizing all the information from part 1 and part 2, no more than 8 slides, and talking about your case and then results and everything in no more than 8 slides. And then you are going to record your voiceover and then submit it to Blackboard. If the file is too big, then you can email me, or you can share your like Dropbox link or UIC box link, wherever way the best. Okay. Now I am done.
I have a quick question. Is Google Slides allowed?
Yeah. As long as I can hear your voice.
Yeah, so I could just share that on with the UIC email, right?
Right.
To you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks.
Okay, any form. And I'll let you know if I cannot hear or I cannot see it. I'll let you know. Okay, course expectation. Yeah, I just want to mention this is online course. If you have incomplete elements in 3 classes or more, then that will be considered as your excessive absence. So UIC rule, you have to be in class more than 80% of the time. That's a rule. 80% of the time. 80% of the class time. So we have 15 weeks, so 80% is 13 weeks. So if you miss 3 or more, that will affect your final grade. So go back to Blackboard and see what you have not completed and then complete it as soon as you can so you avoid that penalty. Please. I will consider giving you partial points. So please complete the incomplete portion if you have. Okay, this course is graduate course, so there will be no plus minus. But to get your teaching license, you should not receive below B. You should receive B or higher for all the course, and then the total score should be 3 or higher. 3 or higher. Other than that, you cannot get your teaching licensure. Okay, thank you, everybody. I'll miss you a lot. So have a great break. I know you guys will come back for 508 next semester. I've enjoyed this semester with you guys. Oh, one more last thing. So I'm not going to meet you next week because of Thanksgiving. And the week after, that's final week. So you are going to submit your final project, right? So this will be our last meeting done for this semester. And then, you will see the course evaluation email, the link with email soon. I know you guys are all new, but how you get that link is you will receive an email and a link there. Click the link and then complete that course evaluation if you want. Please complete it. I'm pre-tenure, so your feedback will be really important. Consider the situation, this COVID situation. I know you may not like the online format, but except that portion, please evaluate my teaching, not like not other situation, please. And then if you complete it, I will add 3 points to your final. If you send me the proof of completion, like screenshot, or once you complete it, you will get email from them. Like you send me the completion message, not the thing you write. I should not see what you right there. So send me the completion message or screenshot, and I'll send you the 3 points. So it's because I need your feedback for this class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great break.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yay.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
January.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Kim, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
My question was just that this part of the case study, part 2, is due next week?
Part 2, 24th.
Oh, okay. So it's not due today because
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, Corindia.
For attaching our measurements, I use Brigand, so I just need that last page because my front page doesn't have like the descriptors like the other one.
You mean the form?
Yeah, I should just be attaching my last page because the
Oh.
front is not like the other
Right.
ones.
Mm.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Mm.
Thank you, and see
Thank
you next
you.
semester.
Yeah, bye, Corindia.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Monica.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Raven.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah, Sharon.
So I have the ASQ 3 form. So it has information summary and a child monitoring sorry, I can't pronounce it right now. Monitoring sheet. So do I only need the information summary?